Hey y'all, so I wanted to give you a quick overview of the seeds and the tubers that I have ordered for spring 2024. This is an honest review. I do not get any sort of endorsements from Eden Brothers or Johnny's. This is just what I like. So here I have selected some hollyhock seeds from the specific variety is Summer Carnival. I didn't grow hollyhocks last year. I was a little bit late to the game, so I'm getting some things this year that I didn't get last year. I also get typically a packet. I just don't have enough room to get a whole ounce of all these different varieties of seeds. So Cosmo Radiance, it's just a great large flower face Cosmo in a pretty pink/purple. You guys know that I really like that color. And then the next one's going to be another Cosmo Purity, again large face white, really standard. I found last year that I used this the most in my flower arrangements. The next one is going to be some dahlia tubers. I got 3 different varieties of dahlia tubers. I forgot to record the last one. I'll show you at the end of this video. But this is the Emery Paul. It's dinner plate. A pretty purple color. I got 2 tubers. Again, I just don't have quite enough room for a ton of different varieties and a bunch of different quantities. So the Labyrinth, really pretty, like this peachy, pinkish coral color. And then next, I'm going to go to Johnny's. So Eden's doesn't have everything that Johnny's has and vice versa. So I like to go between the two. This is not a sponsored post. I do not get anything from either of these companies. They're just my personal preference, and I'll share why here in a little bit. So Queenie Lime with Blush. That's a zinnia. For those of you that are wanting to start seeds, you can't get much easier than zinnias. You can direct sow them. They're super easy. The next one is Amaranthus. So I've never grown Amaranthus before. I always see it in some really pretty unique cut flower arrangements. So I decided that I wanted to order some of these. I'm actually going to go and order some coral as well. You'll see right here. Oops, I must have skipped that. I'll get to that in a minute. But this is another zinnia, giant purple. Grew this last year. It was my favorite zinnia for flower arrangements. There's another picture of it. Really large, very pretty purple dahlia. Zinnia, excuse me. So here is the other Amaranthus, Coral Fountain. I actually was going to order a different variety, and I put all of these seeds in my cart like a week ago, and I didn't get them ordered, and some of them had gone out of stock. But I think the Coral Fountain's really pretty, gives that dramatic effect to some cut flower arrangements. So some more zinnias here. Queen's Formula, it's a mix. I'm really into that like chartreuse green, yellow, lime color this year, so we'll see how that works out. But again, Johnny's does offer a mini option and a packet, and then goes up from there as far as seed numbers go. So here are the things that I like about Eden Brothers. This is all on their actual seed packet, which makes it super easy. It tells you how to plant them, when to plant them, some of the characteristics about that specific plant that's good, tells you the planting depth there, which is really helpful because everything is different. I like this the most, direct sow versus transplant recommended, and then also companion plants, which is perfect. I think it just gives you more ideas of things to plant with what you're already planning on adding to your cut flower garden. So the Cosmos, it will tell you everything you need to know. Again, the planting depth is 1/4 of an inch below. Also, they're direct sow, but not all of these seeds are plant 1/4 of an inch deep, and so it makes a huge difference when you're actually going to plant them, and then you're planting a lot of stuff at one time, so it does get confusing, but Eden's makes it really, really easy. So it will also tell you, like what I've highlighted here, one of our customers' favorite Cosmo varieties. Again, all of the planting information, light requirements, water requirements, sowing method, tells you how many seeds over there on the right-hand side are in a packet. Again, more companion plants, those are the same because I just showed you the Cosmo as well. And here's something that's a little bit different. So Dahlias grow all different sizes. There's really tall dahlias, there's shorter dahlias, etc. So that's something to look forward to. Look for on the features and know if you need staking or not. Again, plant deep enough to cover with 2 inches of soil. Plant height gives you all the information that you could possibly need. And I think I need some of those peonies. Those look really pretty. Again, more tubers. This plant height is different than the last one. It shows you the bloom size, which is nice. I really like that because, again, I'm ordering dinner plates, so I know that the bloom size is pretty big, but not everything is the same. Again, these cover with 2 inches of soil, and then they also have a dahlia planting guide, which I haven't looked at, but I can imagine that it's very, very helpful. It probably helps with the harvesting and storage aspects of that as well, if anybody's interested. So this is the dahlia that I didn't show you at the beginning of this video that I forgot to record. So this one is a really pretty cream color. Again, dinner plate. I'm really excited about this one. I decided to add some white into an otherwise pink and purple cut flower garden. So asters, these are really pretty. Johnny's shows you more information in that little section, and then you can go down to the growing information and it will tell you whether transplanting is recommended or direct sowing is recommended. So this is a variety that doesn't require, but gives you options for transplanting versus direct sowing. Tells vase life, which I really like. We all know that some varieties of flowers last way longer than others in vases. Tells you pH soil recommendations and some things like that. So, and it also gives you a bunch of information up top that's just, hey, if you want to know this, can be used as a food dye. And then if you go over there to quick facts, it'll give you days to maturity, which is also important. You're going to want to know that. Days to germination, it will tell you transplant, it will tell you when to transplant for your area, and then direct seed. So I really prefer to direct seed plants just because I don't have enough space to do a bunch of seed starting inside. So for me, direct sowing is easiest, but I do have enough space to seed start maybe 3 or 4 trays. So again, these are that lime chartreuse color that I was talking about. I really like these. Days to maturity, 75 to 85 days. It's an annual. You will plant some things from seed in your area that are not annuals, that are perennials, and that's an easy way to get a large amount of perennials into your garden. For those of you that are watching budget and things like that, seeds are pretty cheap. You can get a packet for about $6. And then, so deadheading at the very end, it says very sensitive to frost. So that's something you are going to want to know depending on your growing zone. And if you know your soil pH, it gives soil recommendations too. So that can be very, very helpful. So these are the giant purple. Any zinnia I direct sow after the risk of last frost is over. Zinnias are so, so tough. I love zinnias. They can take our heat here in Oklahoma, and they're just pretty hard to beat. So it does also, down below where I put direct seed, it'll also show you, just like Eden's does, how far to bury the seed. Some seeds require cold periods, and some seeds require light to germinate. So not all seed planting is the same. Like I wouldn't plant... for instance, there's certain seeds that need light to germinate. So you're going to want to cover those seeds with like a vermiculite or something like that, that light can penetrate versus soil. So, and some of these too give you harvest options, which is nice. The Queenie Formula Mix. I'm pretty excited about this one, and this is something like it's an exclusive to Johnny Seeds. Johnny also guarantees their seeds, satisfaction guaranteed. So like last year, I ordered a packet of seeds that actually came in and it was the wrong color. They were supposed to be purple, and they germinated and bloomed yellow. And so I got with Johnny's, and they sent me out a new seed packet. Plant spacing is also important, which can be a little bit difficult when you're planting such tiny seeds. Some seeds are smaller than others, but they're all relatively small. So spacing is important, and sometimes I use the scatter method, and sometimes I use the organized method of planting, how the spacing that it recommends. But anyways, guys, this is my seed order for spring of 2024 seed and tubers. So I thought I would share that with you guys. I thought you might like to know what's coming for spring. Thanks, y'all.